Is it though? All right.
Welcome back to Is It Though podcast. We're back here live. I'm here live, not a cat. Here with your boy Thick Matt. Hello, Thick Matt. Oh, other way. Thick Matt and Adrian the Fresh Prince.
Oh, what up? Hey.
Some would say the Forbidden Love Triangle. The Forbidden Love Triangle. We made it happen on Valentine's Day because you know why? This is because you know why. But before we get
triangle right here.
That's right. The power triangle, some would say. The Triforce.
The Triforce.
Of love, of single. The Triforce of bromance. Right here, guy. Right here on the screen.
Yeah.
Not only are we celebrating that, but we're also celebrating the fact that we have reached over 100 subs on YouTube. Bang!
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
How is it being a parent, man? Like, is it has its up and down, right? Like,
it does, man. Actually, I talked about this with Joel today. It's like a learning in the process of the Legend 42. It's like we're learning as we go, and to me, I think I do an okay job, but to someone else, they're like, you know what, you're doing a good job because you're actually, still there for your kid. You're not abandoning him. But I'm still learning, man. Like this is my only kid, my first kid. He's already 11 next month. But I'm still learning. Eventually I'm gonna have another kid, and I'll be like, all right, I know what's up. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's up.
I learned everything I needed to with Junior. He's now a man, but now I need to do the same with you. Copy and paste. But but with Junior, and it's not that hard for me. It's still a learning curve because he's my kid. But like I'm the oldest of I don't know if I told you guys, I'm the oldest of 4 siblings.
4.
So yeah, and I was always around kids my whole life. My sister was born 2 years after me, another sister 2 years after that, and then another sister 9 years after that, and then a little brother 2 years after that. So I was always around kids. I know the whole thing about, babies crying, when babies need to be changed, and then when they grow up, what to be cautious about,
What to look
when
for.
are they lying? I know all that. So I guess I got lucky that I was an older brother to experience that before my kid.
yeah.
Right.
Because I kind of incorporate those skills into him.
Yeah, you already had hands-on experience growing up.
Yeah, I had little kids. Ever since I was born, there was always a little kid with me, and then when Junior was born, just do what I saw my parents do to my kid, my siblings. Just try to do the same.
Right.
Honestly, I feel like they did such a better job, and I'm just here learning, in the process. Like, okay, I need to call my parents about this situation because I don't know what to do. But now that Junior's 11, it's easier for him to tell me what's wrong and all that stuff. So like, if he's hungry, hey, I'm hungry. All right, we're gonna go eat something. Let's go to Whataburger, or let me make you something. Yeah.
Or In and Out. Just saying.
Oh, what up? Yeah. I
That's
had
it.
a DoorDash from
Right.
from.
That's Antonio. Hey, Thick Matt, are you Team Whataburger or In and Out?
Oh, Whataburger guy.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That's a hard one because I was in San Antonio like 3 months ago,
And
and I hate to say it, bro. I had like two In-N-Out burgers, guy. I'm not gonna lie,
Yes.
and it was pretty good, guy. I'm not gonna lie.
yes, there we go.
Yes.
In-N-Out, it's better than Whataburger. You're here first. Boom.
I hate to say it, bro. I hate to say it, but you know, I I think In-N-Out beats Whataburger.
Do you
by
think
this
or
much,
do you
guy.
know? No, you know it's better by that much.
Okay, fine. It's better, guy. Okay, it's not my fault. It's better.
Yes.
So there we go, Adrian. There you go. We got
it's
one.
just the buns. The buns is better, bro. You know the buns.
People
The
think
meat. The meat tastes better.
people think Civil War is gonna be started with Democrats and Republicans, but we all know it's a Whataburger In-N-Out situation.
It is. Look, I always say this. In-N-Out won me over because it's always consistent and it always hits. Whataburger is just too inconsistent.
It's up and down, guy. It's
Like
It
the
sucks,
For me, it's a
man.
nostalgia. For me, it's a nostalgia. I'm a California kid, so
did you tell
we didn't have any Whataburgers over there.
did you tell Thick Red about why you're called the Fresh Prince? Does he know why you're called the Fresh Prince?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
No.
But
basically,
you called me the Fresh Prince.
yeah. So he's called the Fresh Prince because he's originally from California. He came over to Texas because, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he kept getting into trouble. So his mother said, "You're going to California. You're going to Texas. You're getting out of here. I'm sending you away." Yeah.
That's just a fraction of what happened. That wasn't the whole thing.
Or do you want to tell the whole thing? Well, not the whole thing,
Oh,
but do you want to dive more deeper into your?
no.
Okay, just saying.
Well, my parents always, thought of Texas as one of the options. Um, short story is, it's economically, you know, uh, better to live here in Texas.
And you'll be away from
It
trouble.
made their lives easier. Yeah. And I was getting into trouble. They kind of knew that. So they felt like this would be a good change for me. And for the whole, it's not just for me because we all came here. It's a whole big change for the family. But,
Yeah.
I didn't make it easier on my parents either. So
Because
that's why I get the Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's basically your life, man. You're the Fresh
Right.
Prince.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I
I-
get it. Now I get it.
I regret like giving my parents headaches and all that stuff, but uh, if I didn't, I wouldn't be here. So
Right. But we all were like did dumb things as kids though. But I mean,
Yeah.
sure, we caused them headaches. Like I kept. Well, I kept hurting myself when I was little. I would find ways to get hurt. Like, perfect example here. Like, when we were little, my dad would like chew on toothpicks, right? He would always have a toothpick in his
Yeah.
mouth, and he would sometimes leave them on the floor. I wouldn't see him. We had carpet, okay, an apartment complex, carpet. Doors are open because kids running back and forth outside, inside, right? So I'm
Yeah.
always because raza, we're always barefoot. So from the Cliche Road to the inside, in and out running. Okay, one afternoon I was running inside, a toothpick is on the floor. I didn't see it, and my foot went deep in there,
oh,
deep into the bottom of my foot, and I was like, ah! I think I'm like 10, 11. I think I'm 10, 11 years old, dude. I'm like, what the heck? And the worst part is, like, my parents are at work right now, and my brothers are watching over. They're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. They're freaking out. I'm like, it hurts. So basically, I just sat there on the couch watching cartoons, my leg up, trying to think of the pain. As soon as my dad got home, I was like, Dad, we going to the hospital? I was like, don't go to the hospital. Because he was a Marine. Went in his toolbox, got the pliers out, fucking slowly out. And that sucker was deep in there, dude. Ever since now, when I walk, I look down. Okay, I walk slowly. Okay, that taught me, hey, watch where you're going. Life lesson right there.
Oh, okay. I gotta tell you the story, man. It's kind of similar, kind of not, because I almost bled out to death.
Jeez.
but I didn't. I lived. Uh, so this was during high school, and I remember I was borrowing my mom's van for something. I forgot. I don't know if I had a date that day or uh but anyways, I was washing the van because it was dirty. I didn't want to go wherever I was going with a dirty van. It was a van too, so like
So,
it's already odd. It's already an odd situation.
hella sus. Hella
So
sus.
it's it's got free candy on this side.
Got free candy.
I remember watching that movie but in Spanish. So, but anyways, I'm
What I
washing
say?
the van and taking off all the mud. It was rainy. It was a rainy day, so it had mud on it, and and I accidentally kinked the hose. So I'm walking back to the hose where it was kinked, and there's these lawn ornaments. I don't know if you know, these lawn ornaments are made out of ceramic, so when they break, they're really sharp. They're really sharp, and I didn't realize there was a broken ceramic of a goose with the head cut off. Well, I didn't notice it, but I felt like my foot was gonna go over it, a certain way where I was gonna miss the goose.
Mm-hmm.
So I tapped it. Well, I felt just a tap. I felt a tap, but like I went over it, right? And I got the hose. I was like, oh, that was a close one because uh, I didn't notice that it was broken.
Right.
That was a close one because if I stepped on it, I would have been crying. But I did tap it, so like I see no blood there, so whatever.
Right.
I kind of just blew it off. I kinked the hose, and then I continued washing the van.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I'm washing the van, and I'm noticing like red mud. I'm like, where did I run over red mud? Like why is there red mud around this? And so I'm rinsing all the mud off the van, and I'm like, there's red mud everywhere. Like, what the heck? Like, what road does this red mud come from? And I'm there thinking, like, okay, whatever. I couldn't feel what happened.
Right.
I just, I was like, I'm confused. So I put the hose down and I walked to the bucket, and I noticed on the driveway where it was dry, my footprint of red all over the driveway, a lot of blood. Like that's when it hit me. Like I am
Oh.
bleeding.
Bleeding out.
So I
Help.
get my leg and I look at it, and it was sliced all the way down.
Oh. Oh.
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. So my sister is on the other side of the van, and I'm yelling at her, "Go get mom, go get dad." And she's like, "You go get him." And then I show her, and she's like, "Oh, okay." She runs, gets my mom, and my mom's like, "What's happening? What's happening?" And I show her, she freaks out. She goes, tells my dad. My dad comes out, and all he sees is red on his driveway. So of course he gets a hose and starts watering. It's like, where are you bleeding from? Like he's trying to get all.
That's such a dad thing to do.
I think we're gonna black out, man.
I think we are too. I think we are.
I didn't see it. What
Uh,
happened? Oh.
So
Uh,
so my dad is like worried about the driveway, getting stained and all that stuff. He doesn't see my foot, right? But he's like, "What happened? What happened? Like, where are you bleeding from?" And then I show him, and then he starts freaking out. My mom's already coming with like a bag and some towels and all that stuff. She wraps my foot around the towel, and she does like a tourniquet on it, just to
Mhm.
stop the bleeding on my ankle. But that's not doing much because we didn't know where to put the tourniquet at. It's best to put it above, right?
There.
But and then she puts a bag over it, and I remember my parents, having like a discussion, like what to do. Like, should we take him to the hospital if I'm gonna be okay? And my mom's like, no, we have to go to the hospital. My dad's like, do we really? And meanwhile, they're arguing, or not arguing, but they're having a discussion.
You're passing
My
out.
bag is filling up of blood. And I'm telling my mom, I'm feeling lightheaded. So they rushed me to the hospital, and then there in the hospital, I'm there sitting with my leg up.
Bleeding out.
Well, yeah, bleeding out, and it's super uncomfortable. And that night happened to be a night where a guy got shot 9 times. You know, I don't know what happened, but all the doctors were there. So all the doctors were in that room with that guy that got shot 9 times. I don't know who it was. 50 Cent maybe. I don't know. And
50 Cent?
50 uh, and I'm there like, Mom, I'm just gonna close my eyes for a bit. I remember crying, but like crying out of fear. I'm like, because I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel my foot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Mom, I'm tired. I'm just gonna close my eyes. And she's like, No, no, wake up. So every 5 minutes is like me going like this. And she goes, tries to shake me. You're okay? You're okay?
That
And I'm there like, at that point, I'm already starting to cry. Like, I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do?
how long did they take
Like,
to
should
fix
I
you up? Because
cry?
like
Should I cry or should I? And she's like, it's okay to cry, mijo. Yeah, I'm 17, so like I'm kind of holding back tears. So like I'm tearing up, and then I'm trying to hold it like, oh, I gotta be a man. And and she's like, it's okay to cry, and I just bawled like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see the ceramic, lawn ornament, or I didn't see the goose. And she's like, it's okay, it's okay. Eventually, the doctors show up, they stitch me up, and they gave me a lot of juice. Like juices like to drink. You bled a lot, bro. I'm like, thanks. So, and then I'm waiting another 3 hours, and it's already 6 in the morning, and I missed my opportunity to do whatever I did with the van. So
but you understood,
at that
right?
point,
Why you missed the date? Because like almost died.
yeah, yeah. So I remember being in a wheelchair for a little bit, and then crutches, and then I got my stitches removed that summer. Uh, we went to Mexico and Guadalajara,
Shout
and
out.
we used to go. We used to go every summer, and it was already healed up. We just needed someone to tuck up the leftover stitches uh, that didn't, like dissolve. It was supposed to dissolve.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember going to this clinic, and everyone had to show up. All my uncles, they wanted to see my face when they removed it. It was super awkward. I was like, that feels weird. It doesn't hurt, but it just feels weird. And yeah, that's how I almost freaking bled out, man.
I have another story, but I don't know if I'm gonna tell it just yet. Deckman, you have any stories like that?
Actually, I do, guy.
Go for
I,
it. Go for it. Let's go.
it's funny now, guy, but it was not funny when it happened.
Okay.
Um, I was barefoot around the house. I think I was about like 9 or 10, guy. The same age. I think I was about 9 or 10.
Raza. That's what we do.
And I was barefoot, bro, and I was walking around the house, and you don't expect nothing broken to be on the floor.
Right.
And
Don't.
so I was in the kitchen. It was like oh man, I'll throw myself out there. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning, bro. I was looking for something to eat.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
Man. Hell yeah.
yeah, we all do
And
that.
I didn't want to wake up my parents, right? So I turned on the hallway light to where it wasn't like hitting their bedroom, but I
Right.
left the kitchen light off.
Scaff the kukui.
Yeah. So I was walking, man, and well, little did I know that earlier that day my mom had broken this little vase where she keeps flour.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had broke a vase, man, and I completely forgot about it. Well, they had missed a piece of glass. They yeah, man, they had missed a piece of glass. It was about that about that big, guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it was about that big wide, bro.
Oh.
And I had no idea, man. And I thought I stepped on a piece of rock at first, right? I was like, oh, I stepped on it and it hurt, bro. And I was like, ah, dang. And so I was like, oh man, that rock was sharp, bro. Like it hurt. And so I was going, and of course I was limping, right? And I was like, oh man. So I was still looking. Well, I think it was my mom, bro. My mom woke up because she heard the thing slam when I stepped on it. And she goes, Mijo, ¿qué estás haciendo? I was like, oh, I'm hungry. So she turned on the light, bro. She turned on the light, and then she saw that there was blood on the floor. And she was like, "What'd you step on?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I stepped on a rock." So I lifted my foot, bro. A freaking glass was like sticking out, and I was like, I saw it, bro. I saw all the blood. I started freaking out, guy. I was like, "We're gonna die."
Sorry. Oh my
I started
god.
freaking out, man. I started freaking out. I started hopping on one leg like crazy, you know. Well, my brother was coming out of work, right? And so he had came over to the house, and they took me to the restroom, the bathtub, and they were going to take it out.
Oh.
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 So he turned on the water, and I was there, my foot under the water, and it freaking hurt, guy. Like my whole leg was like shaking. And well, he had tweezers, and as soon as he clamped it, I felt everything, man. I just felt a jolt just go up my leg, and I twitched. And when I twitched, the tweezers it pushed it, so it pushed it in. So
Oh.
so here I am, bro, freaking crying, thinking that I'm gonna die, bro, because I have a glass in my foot. And so my brother kept trying, and I told him no, no, and
I got the hot.
and I told him go, just rip it out. And every time he would touch it, no, forget it. So they took me to Harlingen Medical, man, and they took me to Harlingen Medical, and they freaking doctors, bro. They took me in and everything, and I'm not even kidding, guy. They said that they had to numb me, right? So I thought they were gonna put like that ointment to numb or something.
Right.
Nah, it's the other
No,
stuff.
guy.
I got that too.
Freaking needle like this, guy, to go on my foot.
Oh.
A
And you
freaking
feel-
needle, guy, this big going in my foot. Like what the heck? So, guy, I told him, I was like, no, man. I was like,
No, not
give me pills or something. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And the doctor goes, no, I need to put it. So there's my dad, my brother, my mom, freaking restraining me, guy, freaking holding me, and I just feel the needle, go straight to my foot, and then he poked me like 4 times around the area to numb it. Bro, I'm not even kidding, guy. It freaking hurt. I legit thought I was gonna die. And
I don't know what
after,
they
like-
inject in there, man.
it's
It
like
hurt?
it's like it hurts and then it gets cold, bro, like really quick.
Yeah. It's
You
like
know?
mint.
Yeah, it's
The
weird.
best
It's
way to
like
explain it is mint, minty
it's
like
it's
a
weird,
minty
man.
Icy
sensation
hot.
on your
Just-
foot. Yeah, like yeah, exactly.
Inject
No,
you icy
Yeah,
hot.
at first it burns and
it
then
gets
it's cold.
hot and cold. Yeah. Yeah.
And they did that, man, and then it I didn't feel nothing, bro. They pulled it out. They asked me if I felt it, and I was like, I felt a pressure, but I didn't feel nothing. So they took it out, guy. They took out the freaking glass.
Oh,
Freaking
man.
took out the glass. They stitched me up, and I didn't feel nothing, bro. Till the next day when I tried walking, it hurt, bro. I couldn't walk. I couldn't, bro. And ever since then, you know, well, same thing, you know, like looking
You
on the
look down.
floor.
You look on the floor. I make sure
Well-
I make sure I have no carpet whatsoever. I want to see on the floor.
You want to know? You want to know something funny, guy? Like
Go for it.
something really funny.
Go for it.
A week after that incident, there was a pin, like one of those pins to put in the wall.
Thumbtack?
Yeah, there you go, a thumbtack.
No. No.
Same foot.
No.
Dude.
No.
Bro, talk about bad luck, bro. Same foot. It goes in. And that I felt, guy.
Mm.
I freaking looked and I pulled it out and it hurt, bro. I was bleeding. It wasn't a lot, but I just put some pressure and it stopped. But
I've stepped on my share of thumbtacks, slept on a pair of thumbtacks. Nothing's worse when you lay down and tick up, tick thumbtack. Cause you forget, bro. Like you were hanging up something and then it'll pop off, and you're like, "Oh, where'd it go? Ah, don't worry about it." Then you walk back, forget about it, lie down. Oh, there it is. Jesus, guy.
bro, freaking sucks, guy. Freaking sucks.
Oh man.
The foot is so sensitive, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, man. I got a story like that. It took me to the hospital, but it's because this is like the dumbest thing I've ever done as a child. Is I think when I was 12 or 13, I was old enough to know better, but like it was my first time ever seeing like small batteries, like those C-type batteries and stuff. And as
the circle ones.
yeah, I don't think I was just messing around because like when I was little, my ADHD was like bleep that, but like super like firing really fast, and I found these batteries and I was like, oh, that's crazy, that's cool. I was like messing around, stuck it in my ear, right, and it'll pop out.
Oh.
So what I would do is like put it in my ear, like on the little outer rims, blow, they'll fly out. I was like, I'm bored. This is before all you millennials with your phones and stuff. We did stuff like that. We went outside, stepped on glass, put thumbtacks.
Trey,
What's up?
we're millennials.
Not with the attitude. You get it though. We didn't have.
I get it.
This is back in the day. Anyways, so I do it again. Put the battery back in. This time, the battery doesn't come out. The battery gets stuck in my ear. So me as a little kid, I panic real quick. I'm like, I couldn't find two. So what I do, I try to get 2 Q-tips and try to finesse the little thing out of my ear. But it only made it worse. It slipped and went straight into my. Battery went into my ear, and so did I do the sensible thing and tell my parents that, hey, I was being stupid, and I stuck a battery in my head? Did I tell them right away? Absolutely not. It wasn't until 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks later, I kindly confessed. I was like, catch to my mom, like she asked me like, hey, what's wrong? I'm like, well, don't be mad, but I stuck a battery in my ear and it's still in my ear. She was like, wait, what? You did what? It's like, yeah, there's a battery in my ear. It's like, like kind of mumbling because you're super guilty for not telling them. And immediately, bro, went to the hospital. Then it knocked me out. Had to basically open up to get the thing out. And dude, no lie, the doctor, I remember telling him, if you would have waited like 2 or 3 days later, that sucker would have like leaked out and you would have been gone. So it's a good thing you came. So it's like, Jesus Christ, the dumb things we do when we're little, dude.
2 weeks, man. Oh, forget it, man.
Because, you're little, dude. You don't want to confess like, hey, yeah, I stuck a bat in my ear. I mean.
That's crazy, guy. Jesus Christ.
Hey, man, like you want to think stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's come on. I'm not the only one here that stuck a bat in my ear, all right?
It's okay. I stuck batteries in my noses before.
So there you go.
Makes it gets you superpowers, like
Right. That's what.
with the electricity.
Right. As soon as you said that, you kind of like faded out. See, that's why we get along, because we stuck batteries somewhere in us. We're the battery bros, dude. Shout out. Better recognize.
You ever put your tongue
I've never done
on
that.
the?
I've never done that.
I've done that, man.
Bro,
It
it
gets
makes you feel
addicting.
energized.
It's addicting, man. That's like
What?
crack, man. It was.
Dude, it's crazy,
Thick man
bro.
knows. Thick man
Dude,
knows.
it's crazy because when you oh, you know what? I think I have one, guy.
Don't.
No, don't do it.
No.
But
Don't. I'll put a
But-
disclaimer on the screen. Do not lick batteries. Don't. Do
no,
it.
don't.
Do
No, don't do it.
No.
No.
But
You don't have
And
to
it
explain.
gives you
Give it-
Okay, no. You do not do those things, all right?
I'll bleep
Don't
that
do
part
it.
out. I'll bleep that part out.
Okay, good.
I was just saying.
but
you-
it was a weird sensation, guy. Like it's it. Whoa.
It stings, but like it's like, man, that's that's some spicy.
But it's not good for you. It's not
not-
good for you though.
Please.
Jesus.
Whatever you do, don't stick batteries anywhere in you.
And you
Yeah.
don't lick batteries. Don't do
And,
it.
and no, don't stick
Oh,
batteries
but,
anywhere. Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it, man. It's
You're
not
saying
good.
nose, mouth, anything. No, just don't do it. Regardless.
Yeah, not good for your health or anything like that.
Just can't believe.
Trey,
Hey, I
trying to
was.
get energized over here.
You don't understand. Like, see, like Adrian. Like, I was the middle child of a family of 5, so yeah, it was years of you trying to get energized, trying to charge up. All jokes since I was little. It's nonstop, bro. It's just, hey, what you gonna do, you little? Hey, what you gonna do?
Yeah. But I'm glad we had those memories because like at least we learned what not to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, for real.
I'm gonna hide the batteries from my kid, to be honest.
Now you are. Like, now you're like, okay,
Yeah.
let me, fucking duct tape the
Yeah, I
batteries.
don't know. Yeah, right.
Oh, you want to know
You'd be like,
another funny story, guy?
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Oh, what's that?
I think it's somewhere around here. It's one of these. Okay, so I was working at my old job right before this one, and they wanted me to wash the whole lot, right? The whole car, all the cars. We had 200 something cars. Told me to wash all of them.
Yeah.
I was okay. So got the power washer on the back of the truck. Started going through every section washing the cars, right? So I needed gas. I was putting gas inside our generator that we had there, right? Our little power generator. Well, the gas tank decides to slip, right? And the generator is in an awkward position, so I had to get up there, but I also had to lean forward just to get to it. And the gas tank decided, well, the gas nozzle decided to slip in more. So when it slipped in, I leaned forward, and I think it was the oil cap. I'm not sure, but the little motor, my freaking elbow, like my freaking elbow touched it, sizzled for like 4 seconds, and then I freaking bounced back, man. I think I have a picture of it. I'll send it to you guys later. But it was nasty, man. It was like from like here all the way to like here, guy. It was like all right here.
Oh, it
Oh,
healed
that
up
was-
pretty good. Mine didn't heal.
Oh, yeah, it healed pretty good, man. You know, it was terrible though. It was red, so I had to put ointment and everything there at work. Had to
Which-
make a
Wish my burn thing healed. I don't know if y'all heard the story of how I burned my entire leg with pasta water.
what?
No, but continue.
So
I wanna hear
when-
this.
When my little sister first moved up, she would like to eat spaghetti, so we'd make a lot of pasta, right? So I would make spaghetti a lot. So one night I was making spaghetti with the hot boiling water. You know, spaghetti, hot water, toss it in, right? And you go dump out the spaghetti in the little container, you know, to drain it out, right? So I get this thing, right? It's boiling hot. It was after work, so after like a 13-hour shift. And, you know, there's a little lip, and then there's the sink. So
Yeah.
a little container thing's in the thing. I go to pour it. Somehow it slips, and I'm standing like this, like right foot forward. It slips out of my hands, and hot pasta water just dumps on the lid like so, and hot water, boom,
Oh.
hot pasta all over my right thigh, just seeps through my pants,
Oh.
just boiling hot. I freak out. I'm like, this is no, ah! So I immediately pick it up, dry it off, and like try to get all the hot water off. It starts like a little section of my right thigh starts to boil. It starts to bubble. I'm like, oh shit. I start putting oil on it, start doing all that stuff, do all the things you're supposed to do, because you know, you burn yourself and you learn what to do. It's kind of like, you know. And long story short, yep, it's still there. Got a scar. Got a lengthy scar on my leg from pasta water.
Oh man.
Ever since then,
What?
me and pasta had never been the same.
With this one right here, I don't know if you could tell. There's like under my watch. There's like a dark spot.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, I see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. It used to be bigger. It used to be like maybe a quarter of my. You know, it used to be. Wait, let me see. Well, it used to continue all the way down right there, but I used to work for Burger King at the time, and you know how we make the burgers with a broiler, right? We
Yeah.
broil our burgers. So one night I was supposed to, well, all the nights we're supposed to clean it. Um, so I get the best way to clean that would be when it's hot, because once it gets cold, all the little, you know, ash starts charring in there, and then it gets hard.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is to take it apart when it's hot with, you know, with the welder's glove that we had, you know, and put it aside, and then, you know, scrape out all the black, you know, charring. Well, it's on a ledge, one of these big pieces, and I had to grab some soap from the top, but they're in bags, right? The soap are carried in these big, you know, 3-gallon bags. But from the corner, from what I saw it was like it kind of looked half empty. So I'm like, all right, it's something I can carry. So I reach out, I take it out of the box, and it turned out to be a full bag. So I underestimated my strength at that time. So I dropped with the bag, still holding onto the bag, and it falls on top of that hot piece.
Ooh.
Red. It was still red too. And for like, I had it there, and I'm still holding onto the bag, trying to lift it up, and I'm like, no, drop the bag. It splattered, and then I had a big freaking mark on my arm. I looked like I branded myself. So
You got cooked.
yeah. So at the time, I don't want to get anyone in trouble or anything, but we did have a manager who, um, she was freaking out super bad, and she was like looking for a first aid, but like she found the first aid, but didn't have anything for like burns, and then she was afraid she was gonna get in trouble. So I was like, all right, like I don't want you to get in trouble at the time, and I don't want to get in trouble. So for the meantime, you know, just send me home, and I'll
Right.
treat it at home, and because you know we didn't have a first aide that was compliant to the store. Every
Yeah.
place that you have to work, it has to have a first aid with employees. It
Mm-hmm.
has to have a first aid fully stocked. So if it wasn't fully stocked, then someone's getting in trouble. And
Trouble.
of course, the corporate's not gonna want to take blame for that. They're gonna blame the managers and all that stuff. So she didn't want to get in trouble. So I was like, all right, I got this.
Like, well, I get a day off, and I'm
Yeah, just send me home. I'll just I'll do something at home.
right.
So, and I remember ever since that day, I've been a little skittish on the parts that I had to clean every day for 4 years. Like ever since that situation happened, I was like, all right, put it there, and like I kind of had to like I acted like a robot. Where like, all right, like stay away from that piece, stay away from that piece, and while everyone else is just like moving stuff apart like willy-nilly, I was like, I can't do that anymore. I'm too scared. So yeah, for like another good 2 years, I was scared of that broiler. So I would clean it super slow, and they're like, why are you taking so long? I'm like, oh, I get burned again, man.
Right. You become more cautious. Like, don't
Yeah.
do that again. Like,
Oh, because like I
Yeah.
felt it for 2 weeks, man. Like for 2 weeks, I was like, oh, this stings, man. I don't know what to do. It turned into like a big scar, like oh, I did bleed. Like I had to pop, I had to pop it, and because they're like, oh, if you don't pop it, it's gonna get infected. I was like, all right, popped it, and then I kind of squeezed out whatever's in there, and that's where the scar is mostly focused on, is all the where I did all the messing around with the popping. So
right.
everything else healed, but that part where I messed with the most just stayed dark. But man, we learned,
We learn.
we,
Yeah.
yeah. How
Yeah,
about broken,
Yeah, bro. I
broken
cooked
bones?
Adrian.
you cooked Adrian.
Flame broiled Adrian.
You got a flame broiled Adrian. That's to sum it all up. The power of the love, the forbidden love bromance triangle. Okay,
Ooh.
or the battery bros. Don't like batteries.
I was about to ask, how do we transition to like
Like, cause so far,
scar
cause I
stories?
Scar story.
Love.
First it was love, then it was childhood stories. Now we're in scar stories. But it's all weirdly, it's all can be tied to the life lesson that we're trying to iterate here. If you can see it, is if you get hurt, be more cautious next time, or if you get burned, don't do that again. It all plays weirdly together, and even though something could be addicting, for some weird reason, don't do it. Please don't do it. And don't stick batteries in your ear. So it's all full circle.
I like how we transition to things, man. That's pretty funny.
It all translates.
Bro, it's crazy, right? When you get split open and you're like, oh, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. That's what I felt that with my foot.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Like, man, that looks like cut beef.
Oh man.
Oh man.
And
I'm like, how?
I look delicious, man. Put me on a grill.
We're trying to think how we're gonna transition to an end.
Oh no, man.
If you're a hot,
Reflections, man. Reflections.
hey, think, man. If you're a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I would, guy. I'd be a bratwurst.
I'd be delicious.
I'd be delicious. Oh my god,
Oh,
dude.
man.
All right, okay. Let's.
What about you, Trey? If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
Absolutely. I'll be
Oh yeah.
a bratwurst. No, actually, no.
Dang, guy.
I'll be a Sonic footlong with Chilean cheese.
Dang it.
Dang. Come get your love. Let's go.
I'm a good old
Oh,
American
man.
hot dog.
Old fashioned hot dog.
Hell yeah.
Old
Nice and
fashioned.
delicious. Now we're talking about hot dogs. Man, this this transition game we got is pretty 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 spot on, man.
pretty spot on. Dang it. Oh man.
Yeah, man. Now, one more story about getting hurt at work.
Go for
This
it.
involves legend. The legend.
The legend. The legend 42. Everybody, stand attention. Legend. Go ahead.
Okay, so I didn't really get super hurt, like I didn't bleed or anything, but I remember this was a funny situation where I need to work on my communication skills because we're both moving this big box. He's holding one side of the box, and I'm holding the other side. And this is like a fridge-sized box, but it was like two big speakers inside of it.
Mhm.
So there were speakers the size of that shelf right there. They're pretty big speakers, really big speakers. And I remember walking backwards and he's walking forwards and I tripped and fell, but I didn't tell him because I'm holding the box up here and I don't know what to say. So I went, ah. And he's not hearing me, but he can't see me either. So he continues walking forward until I'm like, no, stop. And he stops, he lets go, and falls on me.
Oh my god.
I didn't get that hurt, but when we're talking about incidences at work, I was remembering that one moment
Well,
when the speakers fell on me.
it's fair. Okay, I got one more. Okay. This is one story. I was gonna wait for the 4-2, but this involves the 4-2 as well. Man, I I am in so much debt with the 4-2. It's not enough money I could write to the 4-2 to pay off all the debts that I owe him. Okay, look, this involves the gym. Shout out to Dave's gym. Y'all remember Dave's gym?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I do, man.
Okay, so you know Dave's gym. You know how you would go downstairs to there would be there are two gyms, right? The women's side and the men's side, right?
Yeah.
So we're on the bottom side working out. It was me, Keith, and Daniel, and for the 4-2, we were there doing bench, right? The dumbbells on the bench, and we would always move the dumbbells. Like if we're like supersetting or what have you, there'd be two sets of dumbbells on the bottom, and then we would grab another pair, all right, and then we would lift up and drop those, vice versa. But for some reason, they didn't move. It wasn't my fault, okay? I don't think we know. It wasn't my fault. Normally, we would move those dumbbells out of the way, so in case we drop them, nothing ever happens, okay? So when Joel goes, the dumbbells are still there. I'm like, I do mention, hey, move them out of the way. He's like, no, it's just fine. We got it. So as the 4-2 is doing his thing, he's lifting, right? He goes to put it down, but whoever was spotting him didn't grip him. So imagine a finger and two sets of dumbbells, heavyweight, clap down on a finger right here on your last knuckle.
Oh, squeeze.
Pop.
Oh,
Oh,
I think it's this finger. It popped off. Sucker flew. He was like, and there was not even a hesitate. He boom, weights fall. Boom, we see something flying. He's like, we got hospital right now, hospital, right now. Him and Keith take off. Daniel sees it on the floor. He's like, what's that? I'm like, dude, that's his finger. Grab it. So maybe we can save it. Grab it, wrap paper towel, let's go. Boom, we go to the hospital. They weren't able to save it. So it was not my fault. He blamed me. It wasn't my fault. Okay, so now he has a short finger, and that's not my fault. Okay.
He's told me that
can't
story.
trust Trey, guy. We can't trust Trey at the gym.
He told you that story?
Yeah, he's told me that story.
Right, so it's not my fault. So you know it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Dude, like I've gotten
Keep telling yourself that.
it's not my fault.
Not playing.
Me and the 4-2, man, we've gotten he's gotten hurt. He's gotten hurt. He's gotten, not thanks to me. I just happened to be there when it happened.